Alright guys, I think I can help you learn anything, so I encourage you to watch this video. Let's get into it. When it comes to learning, I think it's extremely important to be humble, but I also think it's important to be a little bit optimistically delusional as well. And what I mean by that is that I'll start with the humble part, right? One of the reasons a lot of people, in my opinion, don't learn and they never actually improve or change in their life, right, is because they're not actually willing to put themselves in the learner's role. They're not willing to put themselves in a subordinate position to someone else. And I think it really comes down to being like emotionally insecure, because they view that it's like they view it as putting themselves below someone in the context of a skill, right? Is like putting yourself below them in life or as a person. It's like admitting that you're not an amazing person, admitting that you have. I have thought, like, tried to get more deep into this psychology, and it is pretty difficult for me to understand. But I think when you submit and you put yourself below someone in a certain context, you are essentially admitting that you're wrong. You don't know what you're doing. And some people never want to admit that for whatever, I guess, social consequences they think may come from doing that, right? And I think that, that's probably some kind of evolutionary, path, some kind of evolutionary, I don't even know how to say it, factor that causes that. I could totally see that being, the main driving force behind that. It's like you want to do whatever you can to save face, right? To not like lose your position in the social hierarchy. But in my experience, that's really the only way to actually learn quickly and to actually climb to a high position in like any hierarchy, is that you have to, because you can look at it one way or the other. Either you can try to do everything on your own with your own way of thinking, or you can take the collective experience of people who have already been doing something for forever and then just use that and then just climb as quickly as possible, right? So which one of those seems more efficient, the culmination of tons of humans working together or your own brain? Okay? Now, like, even if you're a genius, I think you can probably admit that the culmination of all humans together is going to be able to accomplish a lot more than what you can accomplish with your own singular brain. But for some reason that, again, whether it's social consequences or whatever, people don't want to put themselves in that subordinate position. And I think that being, it's really not being humble. It's really not about being humble. It's more about being actually selfish about your own growth, right? I want, when it comes to a skill, I want to improve as quickly as I can, as efficiently as I can. I want to have fun. Like, a lot of doing a skill for me, a lot of the fun of it is seeing my growth, seeing my progress. Of course, I love doing the skill in of itself, but it's the growth and the progress that keeps me coming back over and over and over again, right? And I will selfishly do like whatever it takes to learn that skill, right? Whether if I have to be humble and put myself in a subordinate position to someone, it is what it is. I don't care. I want to learn the skill. Okay, if someone thinks you're stupid for doing that, or someone thinks you're weird for doing that, or they think like you're just never gonna get good at it because you don't have this like crazy ego, like I just feel like they're living with such a distorted worldview. And the problem is, this is a little off topic, but I think a lot of people live with that worldview, right? There's a lot of people on that kind of plane of thinking, that plane of existence. And they're all kind of existing in this huge congregated mass, playing this like social game, right? To gain leverage or, make themselves appear a certain way. And it's only the true like sub-select of people. It's true small population of people that actually can just push that aside and actually get good at whatever they're doing and actually improve at their skill, right? Because they're able to strip down their ego, break down their walls, admit to being wrong. Like, the quicker you can admit to being wrong, obviously the better you're going to improve, because when you start something, when you're doing a skill, you're going to have a ton of preconceptions that end up being totally wrong, right? And the quicker you can remove those and put in something better, then obviously the quicker you're going to improve. But how do you even find out what you're doing wrong? Okay, that's why you need people to tell you. That's why you need information. You need outside sources. You have to lower down your ego. You have to let your guard down in order to actually improve. Okay, in order to actually reach a high level. This is why I truly believe, like, there are a ton of factors that come into learning, but one of the very biggest is simply the fact that people will not put themselves in the subordinate role. I mean, I see it all the time when it comes to guys who are struggling with like dating or struggling with building their business, or like I see these YouTube shorts or listen to, content where it's like Alex Hormozy or like Kevin Samuels or someone, and he's talking to like a younger man or another guy, and it's almost like this guy doesn't want to listen to them, doesn't want to take in the information, is literally asking them for advice, but not willing to go into the subordinate role in that specific context. Like, come on, it doesn't mean anything about you. It doesn't mean you're a fucking bitch if you put yourself below someone in one specific domain in order to learn. Okay? So yeah, that mindset to me is really difficult to understand. Anyways, moving on into the last point, which was having delusional confidence or being delusionally optimistic. So when I put myself, in a subordinate role, or I, try to learn anything, I always just assume that I can be better than anyone at it if I put in enough time and enough effort, right? Now, obviously, there's probably some kind of like, not everyone can be the best at anything, right? There's a lot of factors that are going to it, your genetics and whatnot. But like, if I'm learning from somebody initially, like, do you know how many times I've been introduced to something by a friend, and then I listened to what he had to say, and then because I'm just so open to learning new information and so open to improving, I would just immediately pass them within like a few months of doing whatever it was. And again, it's just because I have that like confidence that even if I put myself in the subordinate role, it's not forever. It's not forever. Eventually I'm going to get better. Eventually I'm going to improve. Now, it's difficult if this person is improving at the same rate as you. That's pretty impressive. But the thing is, the better and better you get, it takes slightly longer to improve more. So theoretically, your skill level starts to kind of level out more and more. But yeah, just having confidence that you actually can accomplish what you want to and that you actually can improve. Okay, if you interact with the information the right way, you need to do the right things. Now, part of the reason I have that delusional confidence is because when it comes to different skills, it's been skill after skill after skill after skill that I've reached like a pretty high level in. So at this point in my life, like, I'm pretty confident I can learn anything. But if you're just learning something for the first time, or you're just trying to get high level at something for the first time, just understand you're going to make a ton of mistakes. It's going to take longer than you want, but eventually you will be able to do it and you will get there. And then the next thing you decide to do will be easier and then easier. And again, it all stems from, being humble. Okay, humble in the sense that you're willing to put yourself in a subordinate position for the time being. Also, being, like I said earlier, a little selfish about your improvement. Actually doing what it takes to improve, whether or not you have to look like an idiot or, again, lower yourself down a bit. Like, be selfish and actually improve, because, like I said, most people are playing these stupid power games where they're just trying to make this image of themselves instead of actually just becoming something undeniable. And then number 3, you need the confidence that what you do is actually going to pay out in the long run, that it's actually going to work. Okay, So you need to be actually getting the results, and you need to be actually, you know, trusting the process. Okay? Anyways, guys, if you like videos like this, please leave a like and subscribe. If there's anything you want to ask, please leave a comment and I will make a video for you specifically. Have a great day.